Check a Pro Joe here on the Check a Pro radio show. Adam Greer from Easy Lift Garage Doors and More is joining me here on the radio show. Hey, Adam.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Rollers. Rollers are critical for the garage door, correct?
Critical. Yeah, it doesn't work without them. It'll drag, but rollers, you have the tracks, and those rollers are in there doing their job. But if you don't have them, I come to a house where the roller's off, it's broken, but the axle is still in there. And so it'll still move, but it will sound like murderers going on in the garage checks.
There are different types of rollers, some better than others. And actually, some people in the garage door business, such as yourself, have told me about lower end rollers that almost just drag. And then there's the higher end nylon rollers, which are like the Cadillac. Let's talk about the different ones. How many different types are there?
Really, there's three different types. The nylon has a couple different subcategories, if you will, but your first level of basic contractor grade is a plastic wheel on an axle, absolutely no bearings. And those are actually recommended to be changed in 1 year by the manufacturer. And people have those for 6 years. It's amazing. And they don't roll. They are the draggers. Once they wear out, get a little bit of gummed up in them, then when the door transitions onto the horizontal, that's when it matters. And the verticals, you're not really going to have an issue. But all the weight now transitions onto those rollers once the door shifts. And that's where you want it to roll. And so those plastic rollers are just dragging through those horizontals. And so that's the first level, and that's the cheapest crap out there. Next level is going to be your steel rollers with bearings. The next level of contractor grade. Those are good for about 4 years to 6 years. Depends on what manufacturer, but roughly 4 years. And then they're going to wear out too. Problem with them on top of just wearing out is its friction. It's metal to metal. And so that creates its own problems. And then finally, you want to get into your more premium professional grade, which is going to be nylons. You have a basic nylon roller that's usually around 15,000 cycles. That's what they're good for. A cycle is one open and close. That's a cycle. So how many times you open and close in a day? That's how you figure that out. Pretty simple. Mm-hmm. And you can get up to even 200,000 cycles. Then real amazing bearing set in them. It's more scientifically built than just throwing some rollers in a wheel. So, and then there's a level in between. I think it was 100,000 cycle roller as well. But yeah, so at minimum, you want to do the 15,000 cycles. And people do an average of 1,000 cycles a year to 1,200 cycles. That's the average home. So you can figure it out from there pretty, 12 to 15 years, somewhere in that range. If we have to really worry about them. But that's keeping them lubricated throughout the They don't self-lubricate. So if you want them to last their expected lifespan, keep your door maintained. So that's the trick there.
I had a garage door company come out a few years ago to replace my garage doors, and they must have put in the best rollers. Do you think that's true?
They, well, again, I'm not sure what the guy put in. I mean, who it is. I think we put in the 20,000 to 15 to 20,000 cycle. So you're probably due for a return visit from that said company that goes rollers. But we were just not there.
Yeah. No, I will say Easy Lift Garage Doors and More, and Adam, with all joking aside, did a fantastic job installing my 2 new garage doors a number of years ago now, but they're still new. I mean, except for the little dent from my son. He's an adult now. He was a teenager. He kind of bumped it and kind of dented my beautiful new. I mean, when I say new, everybody, I mean, these doors were no more than 3 weeks old. But
I don't think they were even a week old.
Maybe not. And Adam and his team came out recently to do a maintenance. And wouldn't you agree? Doors look brand new. I mean, they're solid.
Yeah. Still working wonderful. So
yeah,
it's the difference. If you had steel rollers or plastic, it wouldn't be.
Yeah. And no matter what, if my rollers were to wear out, I would not cheap out. My garage doors are more of a premium product, and they're very heavy compared to like a builder grade, right? So I'm going to really want the better rollers.
Yeah. And that's a conversation we can have with any sometimes you look at the quality of the door. If the door has, doesn't even have 15 years left in it, and that's just because of age, then don't spend the money for them, obviously, for the highest end. But if you've got 20, 30 years and you're still on your door, they're in great shape like your newsletter. Yeah, go for the big ones. Go for the highest cycle.
I also have a tip, and I'm not sure if this is something that Adam would back me up on, but let's say you bought a new home and there's a grade garage door, which is going to be one of those light doors. Everyone, it almost feels like aluminum foil. It's not necessarily a bad door. It kind of does its job. But Adam, would you agree that just changing out the rollers to a premium product, which aren't that expensive, is going to change that garage door dramatically? It'll be quieter and it'll probably last longer.
Yes, absolutely. If you have a brand new home, the odds of it having quality rollers, first having a quality door, is slim. And because of that, quality rollers usually won't have. They'll often have the plastic or the steel. And so day one you move in, have us there, or you unpack and we can get you straightened out. It's really that big of a difference. Friction, that moving wall, I wrote a chapter in your book years ago called The Moving Wall. And if people would understand that, there's a lot of weight every time that thing moves. So keeping it well maintained, keeping it working as friction free as possible is definitely the only way to protect that door.
Adam, as always, this has been a fantastic conversation. For your garage door needs, everybody, contact Adam and his team over at Easy Lift Garage Doors and More. All of his contact information is located in the show notes. Adam, thank you.
Thank you.